So we're back again just to finish this off. I've decided, I think what we'll do is we'll leave that there for the AOVs and the ambient occlusion. I think that's going to be enough. We've got kind of multiple passes in here that I think we can work with. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll go in, we'll go to View, Test Resolution. We're going to go up to 100, so we'll get a full resolution version of this. Now I've done that with my normal scene layer turned on, so I'm going to get the full scene rendered. You can see that it's going to take a while. It's currently only at kind of 12% there, so I'm going to leave this running just as I talk you through a few other bits as we go. Now, the materials that we're working with here, we need to be careful of. We need to make sure that they are set to export appropriately when we work with them. So I should be able to make some changes here without it altering this too much. If I go into my car, which I've got selected at the moment, so I've got a part of the car selected. If I go into there, it might be just the car. I think I've got the Audi A4 is selected there. If I go into here, I've got my render layer, which is ambient occlusion. So I've got some settings for that, which I'm happy with. I don't want to mess with that. I'm okay with that. The layer is all good, and that's pretty good as well. The thing I do want to look at, though, for this is, and it actually will involve me clicking in here, which is going to reset everything, but let's not worry too much about that. Is I just need to make a final check on some of my materials, make sure everything's all in order there. I think these are all okay actually. Idle surface, which is fine. The diffuse, I mean, at this point I could make some changes to the color should I want to. I won't do right now. But what I do want to do is I want to make sure that once I have saved this out, that these are going to be merged into one EXR file. That's one of the main things that I'm going to need to do with that. Okay, so I'm just going to pop in here back into my render scene setup, into my AOVs. That's all okay. This is selected any one of those, and I just needed to make sure in my settings to the side here that there are no issues in the setups here. That's all good. These all look good. I'm just checking that everything's fine. There, handle driver. Again, I'll point out any issues that I foresee in there. There are none. It's fairly default sort of setup, which is good. And all the while, this is working its way through to 100% quality. Although we seem to have lost the texture map off this, which is unusual because it was all set up. So that's why it's worth having a quick check of everything. That texture map seems to have gone. So we'll see if we can fix that. Not sure why that would be. So we'll select it in here. We'll go and find our texture map. Diffuse. I think it was probably that one. License plate. There we are. Why it would have lost that? For me, it actually should be week 10. I don't know why I skipped to week 9. There we go. No, still not fixed it. Let's see if we can re-find it. So you look for yours, make sure yours is working properly. License plate, which is sat there. Yep, sat there now. I don't know what the problem was with that, but anyway, let's not worry. Okay. Right, so this is rendered through to a full resolution version now, which I'm pretty pleased with. So what we'll do, we'll go into our render settings. We're going to go into common there. I want to make sure that merge AOVs is turned on. And then in here, you see you've got file name prefix. It's worth just having a look at that. It's currently not set to have a prefix. It's just a prefix rather. It's using the scene name. If you right click on that, you get all sorts of little options in there. I like to go for the scene name to appear in my render. I'm happy with that. EXR is what I want. Compression zip is fine. All the rest of the default type stuff should not need to be changed in there. You may want to tweak the image size. Of course, in your assignment brief, there is a requirement that your images are rendered at a certain size. Check what that is. I'm going to leave it at this for now, purely so I can get a test render out. Okay. For yourself, I want you to just double check what yours is. I think it's very likely that it might even be 2K, possibly. So it's not 2K square, certainly. Yeah, it's HD 1080, actually. That's what it's supposed to be. I will do the full thing, actually. I may as well. I'll just zoom out so we can see it doing its thing. It might take a little while, of course, because this is a large resolution. Squeeze that down so we can actually see it doing its thing. This is going to take quite a long time, actually. So I think what I'll do is I will set mine back to a smaller size. But for your own, I would like you to go for the full resolution as requested. So we'll let this work its way through. Okay, so essentially what we're going to do is we're going to export out the AOV version with all these separate elements in. We'll also then export out the ambient occlusion pass. Once we've got those as separate files, then we'll have a look at what we can do with those in post-production, so compositing them together. Okay, so that's done. I'm just going to come in and save that out. So save multi-layer EXR. We'll do that. For me, I want to save it to the folder I've been working to, which is in week 10. And I'm going to save that as Audi EXR, something like that, so I know. In fact, I won't call it that, I'll call it AOV, which I believe is done. I'm just going to double check. If I just go to my folder now, so desktop 3D graphics, week 10, Audi AOV EXR, looks good. We've got that sat there. Okay, and then we're going to go back into Windows, render setup, and render settings. Actually, it's already there, sat down there. Look, and then we're going to turn this one on, which will do as our ambient occlusion. Again, this one's going to take a little while to do the entire thing, so I'll pause and open back up as soon as we're ready. Okay, that's that one done. So we've got a file, we'll save image. It's not a multi-layer EXR, it's just a save image. I'm just going to save image options just to make sure I'm happy with what's going on there. I'll leave that be because I've not actually tinkered with that. So again, we're just going to file, save image. I'm going to save it, not there. I don't know why it will continue to default to there, but I'll save it in there. And this is going to be Audi. This one was a ambient occlusion, so we'll save that. I'm not sure what file format it's going to do there. Now, I'd prefer not to have a JPEG, but it'll do for what we want for now. Okay, I prefer to have maybe a TIFF or a PNG. There's probably a setting somewhere that I've missed in here in the basic common setup. Don't see where it would be, but doesn't really matter for now. If I'm being honest, doesn't really matter. Okay, so you can see there actually the render layer is selected there as well. So I could go in and alter those in there instead of having to tinker with the other two menus. I can flip between those two there. But anyway, I've got the bit saved that I need. I'm going to save my file now. Then I've got it, so we'll call that save as ambient occlusion end. I'm going to say for render. I know exactly where I was. Okay, so we'll call out there now because that was how we exported things out. We'll probably do one more video clip, which is going to be how we composite all that stuff together. So I'll see you in that video clip.